Well, the Elixir strings, I mean, I could usually, for the most part, until I started using Elixir, it was, I'd be changing strings every show because I sweat so much. So we'd kill the twang in the string. So, and then the Elixir came along. I mean, I'm good for 4 or 5 shows, and it makes a big difference. Yeah, and they keep their tone, which is great. They're always very consistent strings, and they're excellent for cutting cheese and making dream catchers. And 10 to 52s.
10 to 52s.
Yeah. What do I love about the guitar?
Or
It's been my magic carpet. It got me out of Worcester, England. Took me around the world, basically. Yeah. I think that would be it. And I mean, I don't have a great guitar collection. I mean, Lord knows if I'd have known what they were going for these days, I would have kept a number of my guitars that I had when I was 15 or 16. But otherwise, they're just, they're a tool. They're also a tool to get, and it's the thing that I learned to play, and that's the one I'm, semi-qualified on. Yeah, because otherwise half the time I don't know what I'm doing, because I can't read or write music. So, and scales and all that stuff. It becomes like a tool for me. So whether it's a Gibson or a Fender or a Gretsch or sometimes that depends on the song that I'm doing sometimes, and what kind of quality, what sound you want in it. So it becomes like a production sort of thing. Well, let's drag that old thing out of here. But like I said, if I'd have known what they were worth, I'd have kept a lot more of them. Well, the one that I finished up playing and they got stolen, I made a hybrid up. ESP made me these 2 Telecaster guitars one time, and then I kind of tricked it all out. I mean, I had them contour the body, and then I put a Fender Tele neck on it. I had 2 lace sensor pickups and a Seymour Duncan and a Floyd Rose tremolo. And they both got stolen about 2 years ago at the East Coast. Fender just made me another one. So that's what I'm playing for stage. I mean, I like to have the tremolo. There's fun things you can do with it sometimes. My first guitar was a Mayfair. Some funky old little thing. It's like, I think it was $34, $40. And a little Selma amp. And then I kept trying to beat my dad up for a Stratocaster, but the Stratocaster at that time was about $300. New, like this, in the case. It was like, I'm not paying $300 for a guitar. So I finished up with this, the Burns made something that was sort of like a hokey knockoff of it. That, and then eventually I got my Strat. I have no idea.
Just became kindling one day.
I don't know what the hell happened to them, to be honest with you. I might have given them away, or just sort of got left by the wayside. The guitars I really would have liked to kept was the Flying V and the Gretsch Country Gent and the 57 Tele I used on Alone Together, but they got stolen out of Sunset Sound. And then I had 2 matching D45 12s and 6 strings that were really beautiful, and then a PA stack fell on those at a summer solstice show in England. So, they've come and gone guitars for me. And I'm not really, and the thing is, I'm not a collector. I don't collect stuff. I mean, I don't collect old bits and new. I mean, if I was, there'd be some things that I wish I still had, like the telegram from John, Paul, and George and Ringo when they first heard A Hole in My Shoe. It was little things like that at the time. We're just like, oh, this is cool, great, fantastic. You know, once you're going through it, you just, what becomes considered to making history, you know, it's just living life. Well, the thing is, there's a lot you can, I mean, there's a lot you could do with it's the guitar setup. I mean, I can trigger an entire orchestra with it. With a MIDI control, it sort of becomes a whole other thing. Using it as a straight guitar, that's just down to certain tones. I mean, I love the Strat tone, I love the Gibson tones. Gretsch, I like the Gretsch tones. So it's different tonal things. And then acoustic-wise, that's another game. I mean, they're the instrument I know best. I mean, I'll noodle around on keyboards in the studio like this, but that's just coming up with ideas for songs, or it just takes me to a different place than I go to on guitar, because a lot of times you get stuck in familiar patterns. It's hard to break out of them. But for me, I guess guitar is always in there somewhere, no matter what I'm going to do, because it's the instrument I know best. No. Not unless I'm doing something. In fact, last time I had to spend a week at least getting my calluses back. But that's where crazy glue comes in a lot of, it's the trick. Just crazy glue the tips of your fingers, it works. Well, I play if I'm, you know, and you know, now, I mean, I spend probably a lot of time, especially once I've learned how to run this stuff here, just noodling around, coming up with ideas and playing with stuff. So, but we're what, out 100 plus days a year playing. So I'm getting a lot of playing in. And the other part about it is that it's like anything. After you do something a lot, you know, when you got time off, you want just time off. You know, I mean, you want to go to so and so's playing down at the Santa Barbara Bowl, man. Do you want to go? It's like, huh? I do 120 of those a year. Why do I want to go to one? You know, unless it's something, you know, that it would be. I go see the Gypsy Kings actually. And like, that's what I'd really like to see live. Never seen them live. Love to see that. Influences, well, started out with Hank Marvin. In fact, Fender just made me my Hank Marvin guitar that I always wanted when I was 16, 15. And then just, you know, progressed to just started listening to everybody else, basically. Jazz guitar, blues guitar, of course, everybody. B.B. King, Albert King, all the Kings. You can put all the Kings in the one group. And Elmer James, Buddy Guy, picture of him on the wall there. A lot of, I mean, I was pretty used to, I used to listen to a lot of stuff, all kinds of things. When I was young, when I was 16, 17, 18, 19, I was listening to, I mean, Indian music, because I was playing sitar for a while. Bulgarian music, Czechoslovakian music, you know, just all kinds of stuff. Whatever was influences from everywhere. Because mostly it applied to more of the songwriting and just all the aspects of everything. I mean, right now I'm producing this kid. And that's kind of, you know, it's a craft. It's, you know, it's taking a song and going, see this section, you know, that's, we don't need to go 16 bars there with an open thing. Let's chop that up and let's put this piece here, you know, move it around, just producing it. Make sure you got a performance. So that, playing guitar, writing, you know, they all are aspects of the same thing, which is in the end making a record or a soundtrack for a movie.